Hello, this is Ross Valerie, and you are watching CMS TV.
And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of CHRIS Akin Presents. I am Chris Akin. He is Erik Ferentinos. Erik, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, man. The Splawn guitar showed up today.
Well, let's see it. Well, I'm sure you got it right there, right?
I have it right here, everybody.
Put you on the full screen.
No, you don't. No, don't. You know. Okay. Well, they can do it. That's fine.
Yeah, they can see it.
All right.
Look at that.
Look at that. Holy. The only thing you're not seeing is the green, of course, because
the green edges and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Fireworks guitar. But I just put an unboxing video on my Facebook.
Okay.
But this thing is so cool looking, man. Don't you?
Very
agree?
cool. Look at that.
Yep. I have some of the specs here for the guitar nerds.
Please
that
let
want
them
to
know
because it came inside with it. We got Splawn SS1 is the model number if you're going to order one tonight from Splawn Guitars and Amplification. But this is black over neon lime green alder body. We got oiled bird's eye maple neck, ebony fretboard, 1 and 11/16 nut, an R3 Floyd, original Floyd Rose tremolo on there. This is a C shape, 12/16 compound radius. He's got 22/6100 stainless steel Jescar frets.
Do you know what all this stuff means?
I know what a good portion of it is. The measurements, I don't know what the exact measurements. I mean, I think it feels amazing. The neck, I mean, I like it. The pickups are Jalen RTM on the bridge, a Jalen Jazz pickup in the neck. These are go-to tuners. I never knew how to say that. I always thought it was go-to, but it might be go-to tuners. Original Floyd Rose chrome hardware. It came with a custom Splawn case, man, that says Splawn on it. Built in the USA by Scott Splawn. I have to take a minute to really, sincerely thank him, for building this for me. I hope you go to his website, check out these amazing guitars made right here in the US. I'm going to be playing this for all these shows. We got like 30 shows this year to play. You're going to see me ripping this one up, man.
So are you going to shelve what have you been playing? The Green Charvel?
Well, I have to have a backup out there, and I have to have one for my drop tuning that we do like 3 songs with. So you'll probably still see me play 3 songs on the other guitar.
Okay.
But the majority of the set will be played on this. And I couldn't be happier, man. I'm so excited.
It's Christmas over there at the Ferentinos compound.
Fuego says, I can hear it sustained from here. You hear that? No, just listen. Just listen. You hear that? Exactly.
Well, you're pumped. Now, what, you literally just got it like 10 minutes ago or whatever?
Literally, I was just kind of getting ready, and I go, hey, I should look out the door. And there was the box. I was like, oh my God. No, the first time I tried to do an unbox video that had me doing the cardboard portion where you go on the big, apparently I had turned the camera off a few seconds into it, so that was kind of blown. So I had the one that's on my Facebook is when I go, damn it, and I had to like reshoot it and go, okay, well, let's just open the case. It was kind of a foiled unboxing, but I had it right away, just so that Scott knows I got it. And it made it here in one piece, and just let everybody know how excited I am about this. Of course, tomorrow I'll start like posting videos of me jamming on it and everything.
Sure. Is that how you'll determine? And again, this might just be me asking dumb questions because I'm not a musician, but will you play it for the next week or so, like every day, to make sure it doesn't have gaps or deficiencies or it's not picking up correctly or whatever, so that it'll work?
Right. I'm not expecting it to have any issues like that. And just for me picking it up right now, it's about where I have my other one set up. It feels very similar. The action, how high the strings are off the guitar, if you will. So this thing looks like it's ready to play for me right out of the box.
How's it feel?
It feels really good.
I'm sure you've picked it up and we're whatever.
Just for that's about it. Because I literally, you saw me. I came on at
30 seconds before we started.
You're like, where's this guy? I was like, just going, man, I got to do a video really quick. And so I just kind of shot one. So there's one going up on my Facebook of me just opening the case in awe.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
So is this? And again, I'm asking questions because I don't know. Right. Is this your first? I guess it'd be an endorsement, right? Like an endorsement deal.
I've had guitars, a few built for me over the years. The most notable one was from Paul Unkard, who worked for Kramer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Guitars for Eddie Van Halen, and he has a company called UNK. And he was nice to give me a guitar back then. This was probably like 2009 or 10. It didn't really. It's a great guitar, not for necessarily the Piercy band. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But for playing more like classic stuff, it's cool. And I do still have the guitar. I had a friend Craig that built me a guitar once. It didn't quite work out exactly right. There was just some things where again I wasn't able to play it. And then Scott is the most recent guy to actually go, I'm giving you a guitar. Now these are ones where I'm talking about they gave it to me. I mean, I get like artist pricing on most anything I want, you know what I mean, from anyone.
Sure.
But as far as somebody giving me, a multi-$1,000 guitar, this is probably the most expensive guitar that was ever built for me. That was just like, here, man, we want you to play our guitar, which was like super flattering. Scott's Splawn's a huge Rat fan.
Okay.
And he loves Warren DeMartini, and there's a video I shared of him like he's playing You're in Trouble on my guitar.
Nice.
In his factory there in North Carolina, Dallas, North Carolina. But anyways, he's going to be super stoked that I'm out playing the Rat songs with Steven in this guitar. Fuego says, got to be built for speed playing the Rat stuff. Damn straight.
Nice. Well, that's awesome, man. How many guitars do you have now?
I have a good amount. In fact, I'm going to be clearing some out. Now that you mentioned it, I'm very excited to announce that we're going to be giving away, not giving away, excuse me. We're going to be giving to Ink Against Cancer another guitar to auction.
Okay.
It's not a giveaway, but it's an auction. Just as a pay it forward here, Scott giving me this amazing guitar, I need to give to charity a guitar.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a repeat with Ink Against Cancer. I'm gonna have the guys. We're playing a KLOS radio event here in about a month in Los Angeles, a KLOS, and I know that's when I can nail Blas Elias down. I can get Monaco and Piercy and Matt, to sign it. So we'll have the band sign it up, and then I'll ship it out to them, and they could do another auction.
That's Hildeberg, right? Hildegard.
Right. Right, Hildegard. Hildy.
Yeah. Hildy. I will say Hildy.
Yes. So I will be getting in touch with them soon and getting that guitar signed in about a month. And then they could put it on auction for the holiday season and raise some money for a great cause.
Right on. Well, that's awesome, man. That's great. And it's great that you got your guitar, and certainly you are repping the Splawn people well. Obviously you got your Splawn shirt, but I mean, the shirt is one thing, but more importantly, every time anybody goes and sees the Stephen Piercy band, now they're going to see a Splawn guitar.
Right.
I think when you're local, they'll see the Splawn amps. Yes.
Right. Well, of course, on the Los Angeles shows, of course, and I think there is going to be another whiskey one at the end around New Year's.
Okay.
But what's great is now I can like hashtag them in every photo I'm in because it has the guitar. It stinks that I love the amps and I play it, and my Tonex, we modeled my Splawn amp. So every show that you're seeing me at, you're hearing my Splawn amp coming out of the Marshall that's on stage. I'm just using the head for power. But it looks like I'm playing out of the Marshall, so you're not thinking Splawn. But that's, if you like my tone at the Piercy shows, it's my Splawn tone that we went into Matt's studio and made a a whole profile for her that's in my Tonex pedal. So it sits on my pedal board. I go right into the effects loop of whatever amp they give me, and I have the same sound every night. But I can't really hashtag them in that because they're just seeing the Marshalls, and it's a waste of. So now I'm thrilled that I can finally go, yeah, Piercy, Splawn. You know, it just
Maybe you ought to get their logo and just drape it over the amp.
Right. I just take some stickers, some kind of magnet sticker, or just
stick it on there.
That's doable, probably. You know,
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, man. So great. I'm super excited. Now I hear you're not as excited. You're having a bad time.
I am beyond furious starting the show, and this happened right before the show.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to tell this story, and I have no problem throwing this fucking asshole cocksucker under the bus. And that being said, once I say who this is, if you know him, tell me, and I'm going to take you off the screen so that
like
you
I
ain't
know
a
him
part
personally.
of it.
Like we
like you're going to run him, like you're going to run into him at a show, and he's going to be like, "How come your asshole fucking co-host said this about me?" Because fuck this guy, and I'm saying it.
It's no one in Quiet Riot, correct?
It's not even in your. It's not even, and this is why I don't think it's a problem. It's not even anybody in the 80s metal genre.
Even better.
It's outside of the 80s metal genre.
Who we got tonight?
Well, let me tell the story before I tell you. And I'm not going to just tell you who we got. I'm going to fucking show you. Because this guy wins Cunt of the Century Award.
And there's the C word, folks.
Oh, yeah. I'm fucking raging tonight, man.
And the F word. Twice.
Oh, it's all coming. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. I have been on an amazing run of interviews in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I interviewed Chris Slade from AC/DC fame. That's a pretty good get. He played on the Razor's Edge. He toured with AC/DC. He toured with Led Zeppelin.
Right.
Or with Jimmy Page, rather, and Paul Rogers in The Firm. Mm-hmm. He's a big get. Yes? Would you agree with that?
Yes.
That's a big get. Today, this afternoon, I did an interview with arguably, in my mind, the best producer ever. And maybe he's not the best producer ever, but he recorded the greatest album of heavy metal of all time. That being Flemming Rasmussen of Metallica fame, who recorded Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, which I think is the best of all time, and Justice for All. Basically the three best Metallica records. Maybe you throw Kill 'Em All in there. I don't know.
It's like the Godfather trilogy of...
Yes. I don't think there's ever been a 1, 2, 3 back to back to back as good as those three.
Right.
You'd be hard pressed to find it. Would you say that's a pretty good interview?
Yeah. Bravo.
Tomorrow morning, I am interviewing Ross Valerie, the bass player in the heyday of Journey.
Right.
The heyday. Don't Stop Believin'. Stone in Love.
He's cool.
Separate Ways. I'm interviewing him tomorrow. Then tomorrow evening, I'm interviewing a guy that's in a little tiny band. He's currently in this little tiny band called Guns N' Roses. I'm interviewing Dizzy Reed.
Right.
This is a good run of interviews, right? Do you agree? That's a pretty good run of shit going on. So, me being who I am, I see this one band is getting ready to release a brand new band, getting ready to release a new record. They got a single out. They've got a guy that was in a big band. I reach out to the publicist. I say, hey, can I interview this guy? Because he was in the big band. I'll talk about his band. Talk about the new band. I will not make it all about his old band. But I'd like to talk to the guy that was in a big band because it'll generate interest. Otherwise, if I interview, basically a local band, how much interest is that going to get? On why do the time? Why spend the 30 minutes? Are you feeling where I'm at so far?
I'm with you.
Okay. So publicist, I throw it out to the publicist. Publicist throws me back an email to one of the members of the band who also is the manager of the band, and says, here, work it out directly with the band. I said, sure. Reach out to this guy. The guy's name is Nathan. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I'm not mad at him. And I want to be clear about that. I am not mad at anybody else in this band. I throw it to this guy. He throws it back to me and says, you know, I'll check with the guy, and we'll see if we can't get it done. No problem. We wanna promote our band. All in a day's work with this. I like to promote the little bands. I like not to let myself get full of shit with myself that, well, now I can only talk to big bands because I only talk to big bands. You know, you know me. I like music. I like promoting music. I'm going to show you the email that I got back. This is how fucking annoyed I am that this is what I got sent back. Before I show you what I got sent back, I'm now going to announce the guy's name. The guy's name is Christian Old Warbers from Fear Factory.
Oh,
now you don't know him, do you?
No, I never. I know the band name Fear Factory. I know Dino.
Yeah, he's a second tier guy from Fear Factory.
Not an original guy.
No, he was not on Demanufacture. He came in, I think, during that tour, and he did play on Obsolete, which had cars and stuff like that on it. But not a main guy. And honestly, if you were interviewing guys of the classic lineup of that band, he's the fourth guy you would interview. If you had a choice, you'd interview Burton Bell, the singer, first, then you'd interview Dino, then you'd interview Ray Herrera, then you'd interview Christian Old Warbers. Well, this guy gets the Fuck You of Forever award for this email. Look at this email on, can I interview you to promote your new little band? Not looking good for Christian. $250 an hour and no Fear Factory questions. And then the rest of the band will do it if I want to. But they even understand that I may not do it. And I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you that now. I'm not doing it. And
you're not going to pay this guy $250?
Are you fucking with me with this? What kind of shitty, disrespectful answer is that kind of cocksucking shit? I'll do your interview for $250, and I won't talk about and I'm not going to talk about anything that anybody would give a fuck about.
I mean, I've heard of this sort of thing for like if there's some newsworthy event a person's
Correct.
involved with, and they're getting the first interview on some news show, TMZ or something,
sure.
like, and they're going to pay them like usually a actor or somebody of that level, superstar.
Sure.
They might be money involved. I'm familiar with that, but certainly not in like the rock.
No. Well, let me be more clear even to your point there. I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Because on Saturday, I chatted back and forth with Kato Kalin, who would be exactly what you're saying.
Right.
An actor type, a TMZ type.
A guy that would say, no OJ questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what his answer to me was? I'm going on vacation next week. Hit me back the week after, we'll get it done. So I'm going to interview Kato Kalin, add him to the list of name people that I'm doing in the next 2 weeks worth of time. But Christian Old Warbers, $250 an hour and no fucking Fear Factory questions.
Will he do sexual things on camera?
He better be willing to suck my cock and talk out the other side of his mouth
come on
while he's doing the interview.
Oh my God.
Because fuck him. What kind of insulting shit is that?
You are so graphic with
I am, because fuck him.
God, you're never,
fuck him. I'm tempted to write back that my fee to interview him is $300 an hour and he could send me $50 and we'll call it even. Fuck this jizz bag.
Oh, there we go.
Fuck him.
The J word.
I am fucking so mad, dude. I mean, I don't like to be, do you know who I am guy. I don't. I'm not that guy. But holy shit, who have I not interviewed? I've interviewed, in the last year, I've interviewed Steve Vai, Steve Lukather, Paul Gilbert, AC/DC guys, Guns N' Roses guys, every
Right.
band you can think of.
Now, if it was like a bass lesson or something, like he's given a bass lesson,
fine.
like providing a service, there's a lot of things that would warrant potentially that amount of money. A life coach, he's life coaching.
Even if he just I'm going to stretch even past what I actually believe. Even if there was some reason for like Fear Factory, I don't know, Burton Bell killed himself or something, where it would be a big story to get his former bandmate to talk to him. Mm-hmm. Even if it was that's one thing. But to say $250 an hour to talk about my band that no one fucking knows about, and no questions about the only thing I've ever done that anyone will ever care about. What kind of bullshit is that, dude?
It's weird. It's a weird flex. It's I don't think they were expecting you to
come
say,
on. No,
okay.
of course they weren't.
But that was, why not just say he can't do it, man? We're so sorry.
There.
Maybe things will change in the future.
Exactly.
Keep rocking.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah.
He said no. He turned down the interview.
Right.
To come at me with a fee? Well, now you're a dick. And now you get treated like a dick.
Yeah.
Fuck him. What is that?
Well, I guess he's not going to be on the Chris Akin Presents.
No, he's definitely not going to be on Chris Akin
Except for right now.
Yeah, well, this is his time in the sun.
Right.
Enjoy it, Christian, you fucking dick. Fuck off. I am furious with this shit, dude.
Yeah.
Because this is what I've been doing for 20 whatever years.
Right.
And I've got, dude, when I interviewed, I'm trying to think who's the biggest guy I ever interviewed. Maybe Paul Stanley?
Right.
I didn't pay for Paul Stanley, for God's sakes.
Mick
Mars. I didn't pay. I did a fucking hour with Mick Mars 6 months ago. Only podcaster out there to do it. Every other interview that he did in the lead up to that album was LA Times, New York Times, Revolver, Metal Hammer, Ultimate Classic Rock. It was no podcasts, and he didn't charge. But this fucking asshole, what the fuck?
Has anyone in the music industry ever mentioned
Never.
money? Anyone?
Never. I've been doing interviews since 1994 or 5,
Right.
maybe even earlier. And I've never been approached like this.
Right. Well, it's a shame this guy in the band had to be the messenger in it.
And I want to say that very clearly.
Because this is nicely written.
Yeah, to this guy, Nathan, and to his drummer, Erik, who I don't know, I got no kind of bad blood. Am I going to interview your band? Absolutely not. I will not help. If you guys fire Christian, I'll interview your band. Until you fire Christian, your band is dead to me.
Wow.
And that's of no reason of your own. It's because your fucking bass player is a jizzbag cunt.
Oh.
Simple as that. And I hope his fingers get fucking carpal tunnel and he can't play anymore. Fucking asshole. So there you have it.
Right.
If you want to support his band, it's called Devolution. Feel free, look it up. Feel free, send him a message. Tell him Chris Akin sent you. Tell him you paid $1 to fucking send him the message. Please do. Go on his fucking Facebook and say, I paid $2 to say you're a bitch. Please do that.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Right.
I'm so fucking annoyed you don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, pride and ego sometimes makes us react, in a big way that maybe bigger than we need to or whatever. The bigger I get known occasionally. I get the people leave a crappy comment or something like that. I really don't get that many, to be honest. But it seems like, and God, I feel like I went years without any years.
Sure.
But now I've gotten like 2 in the last month, like one on YouTube, and then somebody's actually wasn't even a comment towards me, but it was just somebody complaining about the band. It was about a meet and greet or something like that. And you know what? I don't even like get into it with these people. I really find it better to just delete. Like the guy who wrote the thing on he made a snide comment on a demo that Steven put out of like a garage band demo that from a few years ago. And he said something about my guitar playing or something on it. And I could have said something back, but it was just like delete.
Yeah,
and even though it really bothered me that day, it didn't bother me so much the next day, the day after that. Now I'm just kind of laughing at it. I don't really care. I just, if I have the power to delete it, I delete it. In this situation, it's more like laugh it off, and I wouldn't even probably even respond to it.
Well, I'm not going to respond to it any more than today, or maybe Saturday too. I might give him a double whammy just to make sure he knows I'm here, just so that I get my $250 that I won't be spending worth. But you know, and you know this better than anybody, dude, from dealing with me. I don't let comments bug me.
Right.
I get them all the time.
Right.
I never let this kind of stuff in my head. Right. Never. You know, last week on CMS, we did a segment about that we're sick of seeing guys in wheelchairs playing music.
Right.
You know, we did this segment. And then, of course, what's his name? Jeff Becerra from Possessed, who's been in a wheelchair because I think he got shot or something and got paralyzed, put a comment on the page.
Of course.
You know, not a shitty one necessarily, but it was definitely I think all he wrote was so that you would know that so I'd know he's there.
Funny you should say that, because you were asking me on the last show, we did the whole Levi's thing, and you were like grilling me on if I knew any gay people. I couldn't think of it because I don't really it's none of my business at the end of the day what people's sexual orientations are. I don't care, you know. But then, of course, I got hit up by 2 people that I quickly remembered I do have as friends that were like all of a sudden like they had to say hi. And I thought the timing was a little like, hey, you do. And it was like, oh, shit. And I actually ended up like taking it down. I took the episode down because I feel like I would have had to edit it or something just because I didn't mean to be. I don't think I was. I mean,
no, it was more me, but
it was you said some things that were, you know, where I'm like, oh, this is the kind of thing for me in the business probably wouldn't be great. But hey, you're responsible for what you say. It's the CHRIS Akin Presents. It's not the Erik Ferentino's show. And aside from that,
for cover.
Right, I only know what I'm responsible for, and I don't recall myself saying anything other than just wondering who Levi's was marketing to, because it wasn't something I would buy personally.
Sure,
you know, and that was it. But yes, go on, sir. I don't want to.
No, you get. I mean, it's part of this gig. Is if you're in public, you're going to get some comments and some things that are said or whatever, and that's fine. But business guy to business guy, man, there's a decorum to that too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
And it just like you had the problem with the photographer, and I won't bring up her name or anything, but that was a disagreement, and you chose to air it on the air, and that was what you felt like you needed to do, and that's fine. Because and to be honest, I pretty much kind of agreed mostly with you on that one. That, you know, there's a certain way you handle these things. Mm-hmm. And she could have handled it a whole lot better than the way she did.
Me too, though. I mean, in retrospect, she caught me at a grumpy waking up thing where I'm like, what am I reading here? And I was just annoyed, hadn't had my coffee. If I had like chilled out on the response and waited a day, I probably would have said something more clever or neutral or whatever. But after talking to you, I go, well, shit, maybe I should credit at least that organization that she posts her photos to. And so I did do that, and I never blocked her. She's still on my Facebook.
Yeah, of course.
I'll probably run into her at some point and say, hey, sorry things got lame, but I just maybe wasn't in the mood for your baloney.
Well, I'm not an apologist, and I do not react well.
Not necessarily apologize, but
I don't react well to when I am disrespected.
Right.
And putting your hand out to me to help promote your fucking band? Yeah, suck my cock. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to entertain it, and I'm not going to be nice about it because that is really, I'm helping him. It's not the other way around.
Right. Yeah, they need the promotion. It's not like anyone knows who they are.
Yeah, I mean, what help is me having Christian old warbers on the show?
Right.
You grew up in that era. Do you know his name?
No, the guy, the singer, I know the name, and I know Dino. That's the two guys that I know.
That's the two guys everybody knows from that band.
Herman Bell, is that
Burton?
Burton, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, Burton Bell and
Burton
Dino,
Bell and Dino.
Ray Herrera,
Cazares, right?
Herrera.
Cazares, is that?
Yeah, Cazares. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those guys are the face of the band and the guitars of the band, as far as
Yeah, and I mean, I know what Christian's done. I certainly had a Threat Signal record. I had his Archaea record after he left Fear Factory. I know what he did, but what a douche move! Come after me as a journalist and say, here's my rate. Fuck you. Show me your number one hit that shows me your rate.
It was goofy. But it was almost so goofy that you had to laugh at it. Like, I don't know if I would have got so as angry as much as just laughed it off. But I've had people professionally do weird snubs to me like that. That even worse than that,
Dude, if the Splawn guy, and I don't mean to throw Splawn under the
let's
bus,
pick something else.
If another guitar company sent you a $200 Epiphone and said, here, this is what you're worthy to play of ours, you'd be angry.
Right. Maybe.
You would be, if somebody promised you a $10,000 Zakk Wylde designed whatever he plays, and instead they sent you a $200 hunk of shit and then sent you a bill for it, you would be raging mad. Especially if you'd been promoting it. Especially if you'd been promoting it.
Well, yeah, in that case, if there's some miscommunication, I'm promoting something, and then I'm supposed to, I don't know. That's a little, that's kind of apples and oranges a little bit, but
this guy's asking me to promote his thing and wants me to pay him for the privilege.
The privilege, right?
Privilege of promoting his fucking band.
The thing I want to know is if he's serious or not. Like, does he have a website where he puts like his what do you call it, where you show up somewhere, appearances or something? Like he has marketing going on for himself in some way?
I don't know
that I'm not aware of. I mean, I thought life coaching was a farce in a way. We've joked about that sort of thing, but people charge for it. They charge a lot, but I've never heard of this, like for an interview. And like you said, you've done, but most people know your accomplishments as far as interviewing, being, in the game. So this isn't going to change anything. I mean,
no, it's not, but it's insulting. And I don't take that. I will not take that and just be like, oh, well, this guy quietly behind the scenes slapped me in the balls. Fuck him. Not taking it.
Right.
That's just why I brought it right to the show. All right, asshole, you want to be an asshole? So do I. And there's no better asshole at being an asshole than me.
Right.
So good.
Yeah,
enjoy
that's your right.
Christian.
That's we're in different positions where you almost have more of a right to air this out than I probably do.
Well, and that's why I asked you even beforehand, before we started. I said to you, if you know this guy, tell me and I'll take you off the screen, because I didn't want you to have it, because I was going to go for 20, 30 minutes, whether you were here or not. I am not happy about this. I'm really annoyed, and it wrecked what was a great day. I did one of the best interviews I've done in my entire life today with Fleming Rasmussen.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to him about the greatest albums ever recorded. I got some real insight about working with Metallica when they were young and hungry. And, the conversation about the question that got put onto Brave Words picked it right up about, I asked him if he was mad when he heard that mix of And Justice for All with no bass on it, because it affected him. And he was like, yeah, I was fucking mad. You know, I mean, it was a great conversation. And
Right.
And that's one that, people want to hear. People want to hear that guy talk about those records.
Right.
And then I get slapped 2 hours later by the bass player of a local band telling me that I got to pay him $250 to interview him.
Yeah.
Balls to you, cocksucker. Right. Holy smokes, I'm angry.
It's almost like you're giving a heads up to all the other interviewers out there.
Good. Yeah, I am. I absolutely am. I hope every single interview person that I know does not interview Christian or I don't want to say that band because it's not the other guy's fault. I'm in a weird place with that because I know, and the way that was worded, I know that guy, he dreaded sending that email to me.
Yeah, I bet he did.
I know he did because he wouldn't have, he might have done himself an injustice by being honest. He could have just let me go,
Yeah. Or said,
But
hey,
probably-
man, you're probably not going to do this because I think he charges for that sort of thing. So I'm just going to tell you to just.
Well, he could have just
about
not answered. Just ghosted me and I would have forgot it because it's a tiny band.
it. All those things could be insulting.
Yeah. I agree, but he probably didn't expect me to go on a 30-minute tear
Right.
over his email either.
Yeah.
But whatever. Let's move on. I don't want to turn the whole show into me hating on Christian Old Warbers.
Right.
But fuck him. That's my last word on him. Fuck him. So let's do this. I have no idea what we're talking about here. If you do, you do. But let's take a quick break. Let's sell some picks, and then we'll come back. And we'll get into something else right here on Chris Akin Presents. Maybe.
It's the limited edition 6-big set from Eric Ferrantino's. Get your autograph set today at ericpicks.cmspn.com. $25 includes first class shipping.
I drag the floor, the keys to your city. I smash the circles down into your life. I see the signs that we're here for trouble. The hard road in the left behind. Killing time on things that money can buy.
The biggest and the best heavy metal radio station is CMS Network Now. With over 5,000 heavy metal songs from all the subgenres and eras of metal, it ranges far more than almost any station broadcasting today. You can also listen to great radio shows like Charlie Kendall's Metal Shop, the shows of the CMS Network, and even the full episodes of the Classic Metal Show with the music. Visit CMS Network now at www.cmsradio.net or on the CMS Network app in both the iOS or Android stores. There's no need to listen anywhere else for the best heavy metal ever